When I'm lonely in the dark, I know you are with me. Yeah. Don't you see that I need you so much? Don't you see that I love you so much? Oh na 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 na, oh na 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 na, darling, I need your love. Oh na 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 na, oh na 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 na, darling, I need your When I'm lonely in the dark, I know you are with me. Yeah. Don't you see that I need you so much? Don't you see that I love you so much? Oh na 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 na, oh na 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 na, darling, I need your love. Oh na 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 na, oh na 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 na, darling, I need your love.
I'm alone, I'm a broken home. I gave you all the bricks that I own and know. shouldn't fly to home. But if you wanna travel, then go alone. Yeah, what's the point in us if I never know? Yeah, if you're gonna leave, I'ma let you go. I'm tired of the pain. Go away. I'm tired of yesterday. I fell where my demons dwell. My own little nightmare, I call it hell. Oh well, it's time to get back up. Climbing and climbing, I'm done with this ride, is what I tell myself, so I could feel something else. Yeah, I guess I had my bad days, but it doesn't mean I lost myself. Darling, where were you when my heart was on the ground? I thought time would prove that you would stick around. I guess time stands still, a king without his crown. Now I'm breaking and you're faking, girl. You never made a sound. I'm tired of the pain. Go away. I'm tired of yesterday.
stay with me, and we can run from here, and we can disappear, and they won't find us where we are going, dear. So baby, hold on to me, 'cause I know I can make you believe in something that only we can see. Oh, so baby, hold on to me, hold on to me.
Hey there, everybody. Thanks for joining us today for this AMA. We really appreciate it. We have a lot of great game updates we want to share with you guys. The team has been working really hard on these improvements. It's another step towards achieving the vision we have for Crabada, creating a fun, entertaining, profitable game while expanding our reach to new users and markets. We also want to take a second to thank you, the community. You guys have stuck around with us through this bear market, and that really adds to our motivation to create a fantastic ecosystem for you guys. We have a couple different topics for you today. We're going to go through some community topics, some swimmer topics, and what everybody's waiting for, the game topics with Ronnie. What we're going to do is go through this stuff with you, a brief presentation. Afterwards, we'll be taking some questions from the YouTube comments. So, get all your burning questions ready, and we'll do our best to get them answered for you. First off, we will go to the community. So some of you guys who have been around for a while may remember the contributors program, where dedicated users, content creators, and things like that. We recognize and support you guys, and we kind of wanted to start that over with the new market that we're in. So we're going to be recognizing and supporting our creators and contributors. Some of you guys put out great videos, great content. We also want to recognize the helpful and supportive community members. So over the next coming weeks, some of you guys will get some messages from us, gauging your interest on if you want to be involved in this program. And it's a small part of our marketing operations where, you guys are the experts on the game. You guys have great input and you guys create great content. And we'd really like to, help reward you for that and support you in that. Also, when we drop these new updates, there's a lot of big changes to, Arena and the game. And weekly, we're going to interview some of the top players and also just some random various players, just to find out what you guys like most, what works best, and what kind of improvements you guys would like to see. So the goal here is kind of to work together as a team, to help fine tune this experience and make it everything everybody wants it to be. Next, we'll go over to swimmer.
Hello, everyone. How's everyone doing today? Glad to be here with you all. I'm excited to share what we have been working on as a swimmer team. Before we get started, if for those of you who don't know who I am, my name is Bon, and I'm the lead at the tech operations and games at Swimmer, and also the community manager for Crabada in the Middle East. So, without further ado, let's get started. So we're going to go over some updates about Snake City. So I want to say kudos to the Snake City team for migrating the marketplace and all game modes to the Swimmer network successfully and smoothly. This is the first game by a different dev team to migrate to Swimmer and won't be the last. Now, to celebrate this milestone, Snake City is running a 3 week long swimmer free zone. Some of you may have tried it, some of you may have not. But it's just kicked off recently, last week. September 29th was the day of the kickoff, and then it will be ending at the 20th of October. Now, if you haven't started playing this game and you would like to, then here's what I would tell you to do so you can get started. So you want to head over to. Can we go to the next slide? Okay, yeah. So delay on the slides. Yeah, just head over to game.snakecity.io and then connect your wallet to Swimmer Network. Then go ahead and claim your free snake, and then you can start playing. Yeah, it's open for everyone. Everyone can try it out and play. Now, to share some updates or some stats from just a few days since launch, there are over 800 unique players so far, and with those 800 players, they have made about 19,000 turns so far. Like it's a very exciting game. It's a very fun game to play, and it's about those turns that you make. And the more turns you have, or the more experience you are, the more turns you will have. I guess it's just like I tend to do a lot of circles to avoid those bombs. So that's the tip for you. Now, the last thing that I would share with you is that we want you to stay up to date on the latest and whatever we're doing with Swimmer, and then the games we're talking to and all of that. So make sure you follow us on Twitter, join the Discord, and to stay up to date. Now, I'm going to hand it over to Ronnie so he can go over the game updates. Before I do that, I'm going to tell you guys, drop everything you're doing, get ready, because your minds are about to be blown away. So I'll hand it over to Ronnie.
Thanks, Bon. That was a very good introduction. Hey guys, it's been a very long time since we last did the AMA when we have a lot of news to share. And over the time, we've been leaking some information to you on Discord channel in the general channel. So if you haven't have a chance to actually see those, maybe this is also a good time to go through all of the changes. So regarding to the game itself, there's a few things, actually a lot of the things that I need to cover today in order to get you guys updated in the next version to come. So just please excuse me while we're talking if I make any mistake. That's absolutely normal. I'm also a human. I don't remember every single detail. So there we go. So the first thing, let's talk about the game balancing. We have a lot of requests or candy posts regarding to skills, eye effects, and stats itself. So this is one of the things that we are doing this quarter for the game itself. So we are doing a lot of skill reworking, eye effects, and there's a lot of things to expect. So the first thing is the stacking mechanic. As you know, in the past, you have like one effect, stacking effects at once, meaning that you don't have, for example, poison is taking stacking. So if you stack 3 or 4 different poison effects, the damage will be much higher. This is going to happen in the next version. Skills in the past or in the current version, we only have the damage, meaning that when the Crabada casts a skill, they will only do damage. There's no special effect. Nowadays, when you do the skill, as you can see in the table below, there will be some expected effect to happen. And every single skill will have its own effects. Effects can be good or bad according to the Crabada pincers, right? So it can be beneficial for your teammates, or it can be really, really damaging for the fools that you're dealing with. Critical strike will now also do eye effects. This is huge. So if you have, for example, tips, maybe the critical chance is high, you have more eye effect trigger in the battle. This is coming. And of course, a lot of the skill starts balancing. We do more damage, we do less damage, we do more hits, for example. So this is also coming. So there's a lot of things to the team game did for the last couple of weeks or so. So this is major change regarding to how you guys setting up the team, the formation to combat not in only PvP but also your strategy to win in the PvE and the hard mode to come. And let's talk about the next thing, which is the major updates of this season. We are looking for crafting. So crafting will be a lot of excitement for you because technically, if you're Crabada, let's say you have two teams of level 1 crabs. Nowadays, you have to also think about the strategy, the equipments that you are going to, equip for your crabs. How you can, win without sweat a lot of efforts. So this is what's going to happen. As you can see here is a quick capture screenshot of how it's going to be look like. You need to also select the type, the rarity, and the supportive classes. Technically, you need to select two. So a lot of questions like, hey guys, can we do anything with the origin crabs, the purity crabs? Sadly confirmed it's not coming. So we are doing mixed favor crabs. So the more mixed classes that you have in your crabs in your genes, the more chances that you have in order to satisfy the equipment's requirements, which is the hidden stats. I'll show you later. And of course, you need to also craft the quantity because what happened interestingly is when you craft an equipment, the statistics or the equipment stats is going to be randomized according to either going to be two options. The first one is the flat number. For example, you craft an armor, it plus 300 HP. Or you can be lucky, you craft the same armor, but it plus 5% of HP. So there's a huge difference between a flat number and also the percentage number according to which level of Crabadas that you're having. The more stars, of course, the more beneficial the percentage is going to be. What is also coming up here, as you can see on the right corner, on the top right corner, there's a new materials called rubies. And rubies are required whenever you do the crafting, when you're trying to spawn the new item. So this is going to be require alongside with all of the materials that you need to farm or mint in the game itself. So you guys are pretty much familiar with all of the materials. Previously, people asking what do we do with materials except from combining to get TUS and combining to get foods, right? So it was a very basic foundation for us to do things like this. So different materials will have different usage in the future to come, and according to the hardest or the difficulty of the map that you are going to farm, the materials can be rarer as well. And depends on that, we might do different things with different types of rarity of materials. So this is coming as well as part of the next updates. So this update, looking into only equipment. And so probably you guys also like asking, what do we do with rubies? That's coming, don't worry. So you guys probably already read or not the article about equipment V1, how we are displaying it in the market. Later on, you see it in the game as well. So a few attributes here. I would like just to highlight a few things. The main and the substats are going to be there, and the more you leveling up your equipment, the more substats you are going to have. Of course, it has to be according to the rarity of the item as well. But what's interestingly and can be very different in your strategy to farm, to mint, to loot, to win in the PvE or PvP is going to be the hidden stats. And hidden stats is like require always two different classes for two different parts in your Crabada. So the more different genes your Crabada have, the more beneficial your equipment is going to be. So this is strategy to come. Also, when we speak about the power up, right? So how do you power up, let's say +4, +8, just to make sure you make a major leap in order to gain an additional substat. So as +4, you gain one, at +8, you gain another one, for example. This is going to be doing via the purse by disassembling the equipment itself. And when you disassemble the equipment, only the rarity of that equipment is going to produce the exact rarity of the purse. For example, you are disassembling the epic equipment, you will receive the epic purse in order to power up your epic equipment, another one. You cannot use common purse for, I don't know, maybe epic or legend equipment. You cannot do that. So this is a strategy also in the long run that when you do more, let's say more rare items, more rare equipments to come, there's a huge difference between someone who is trying to spawn for more equipment, disassembling them and leveling up the main equipments that your crafts will have to use. And this is also the long term or the marathon that players will have to do in the future. And when we look at this, there's also number 3 is also interesting. So this term, what we are going to do in the market itself is everything new that we're introducing today. Most of them will be tradable in USDC. There's a lot of reasons with USDC, but I will talk more about that later. So let's focus on equipment for now. So previously we talked about rubies. Now let's mention about that in a more detailed way. So rubies, they cannot be transferred to any account, meaning that if your discipleship account or your own account is having rubies, you are the one to be able to consume those, to be using for your own crafting and powering up and things like that. And rubies can be earned in the game itself, meaning you don't just have to buy it. So every single time that you do the mining or looting, you receive like 20 rubies each, and there's a max cap of 100% rubies per day. If you don't spend it, you won't be receiving extra rubies. Or even though if you haven't received the entire rubies for entire day, but your cap is at 100, you don't do any crafting, there's no way for you to actually surpass the limit, right? And the second way this is the first way in game. Sorry, there's one more thing. And the capping or the maximum limit per account is going to be 300 rubies per account. Meaning if you don't spend anything in that 300 rubies and you try to go for quests, do more activities to gain ruby, you won't be able to surpass this number. It will always be 300. As long as you don't spend it, they stay 300. And what's interestingly is for people who, try hard, I want to spam my items, I don't earn enough rubies in a day, what can I do? You can actually exchange for rubies from diamonds. Diamonds will be also covered in this section. I will share it to you in the next slide. And diamonds, interestingly, if you exchange, it can surpass the limit. Of course, when it surpasses the limits, that stays there. It only go up higher if you do more exchange. It doesn't go up higher if you do more free activities in the game, right? And so crafting and power up will require rubies. Besides, of course, the required materials that you need to craft in the item itself. And the more rare equipment that you craft, the more rare materials it will be requiring you to do. Of course, alongside with the quantity will be increasing. The details will be shared to you guys later in another article, V2, regarding to the equipment. So this is all about rubies. So let's talk about how you actually, exchange for it. So here's a screen in game. I guess most of us are familiar to how this look. In other games, you also have kind of the same kind of UX where you just land into the game, you click on a plus action, you see the banner, you select the package you want, right? So this is what is going to happen in the game client itself. And diamonds, what do we do with diamonds? And so rubies, just to recap, won't be able to transfer, won't be able to move between your accounts whatsoever. If your disciple account have diamonds and they exchange it by themselves, the rubies stay in their account. They cannot go back to your main account. They cannot go to a different disciple account. Diamonds are a little bit different. How do you obtain diamonds? The only way to obtain diamonds is through markets in USDC. And when you do the transfer or when you do the buying of the diamond package, you can actually do the transfer from your main account to your disable accounts and vice versa. So this is unlimited in transferring. So you can see how fit you want to do the crafting and all the activities in game. And purposely, diamonds will be used for all the utilization in the future, not just Ruby Exchange, but to buy also materials for quality of life features, which we'll be covering today. Yay! So there's a few more things to come with the utilization and the quality of life features in this AMA today. So yeah, this is all about Diamond. I guess I would talk about USDC and why we choose USDC as a stablecoin to begin with in the later section of economy. So quality of life, a lot of you guys have been requested for the last quarter, a lot. When I say a lot, I read a lot of Kenny posts, I read a lot of Discord chats and everything. So how do you make your life better, or how do we help you to make your life better and easier? You don't have to go through every single click. And especially nowadays, we are very tough with botting. So I know, or we know, that you guys need a quality of life feature. It's not about banning you guys only. It's about supporting you guys to get there, to be with us. We are not just here to monetize. We're only here to support. So how do we support that is beneficial for both, right? So the batch climbing is going to be there. You have the capability to go to every single mine or loot that you click every single button now and then. You know it. Tomorrow, let's say, if we release the feature, you have one action, click, and then you just claim every single mines and loots out there that you have on the screen. This will consume a new material contract net. Quick looting will be there. If you don't want to see the animation when you do looting, you have 100 of the teams and you cannot just afford the time and the effort to just watch the animation. You can just go ahead, do a quick loot. It will jump directly to the result screen, who's winning, who's earning what, and you see it there. Of course, you still have to wait for the time to cool down, but you don't have to look through the animation, wait for 10 seconds, click on skip. Quality of life feature. It's consumed also a new material called spinach. And repeating mines for miners. I know you guys have a lot of energy every day. You have to log in and log out of the game, claim it, and then formation, and then buy the preset, and then adjust manually because the preset doesn't work for everyone, and blah blah blah. Nowadays, what you can do, you go to the game, the mine itself, you just click on it and you click repeat. The rewards will be claimed automatically once they're finished with the cooldown. And then they start again with the exact same formation, so you don't have to touch anything. More time for your children, more time for your girlfriend, parents, spouses, whatever. So quality of life is going to be there. And a lot of this, as mentioned earlier, is going to be bought or purchased only with diamonds. But it doesn't stop there, meaning we don't just block you guys. Hey, if you want to do this, you have to buy diamonds, you have to give us your money. No, you can actually earn it if you are a hard worker, if you are an engaged players. You just go to Arena, go to our own events with the marketing team, or you can actually earn it from the Guardian's bounty. And what is that exactly? I'm going to show you the next slide. So, materials. This is interesting. As you know, equipments will require some materials, a few of them, with some different quantity to be crafted into an equipment. And a lot of the time, you don't have desired stats. It's just not this game, but a lot of the games out there kind of the same. In order to obtain a good equipment, you have to spend, I would say, a substantial sum of materials. And how do we make sure that the distribution is there? How do we make sure that the materials is going to be fair for either the crafters or miner and looters, right? So we look into the statistics and we did a few calculations. So for this release, as sad as I have to admit it, I actually admitted on Discord once, we are not pursuing the game for ROI anymore. It's not about cashing out. It's not about money. It's also have to be about the game itself. The content has to be good, right? So this is the way we are trying to do. and materials is one of them. Of course, there are other aspects like lores and everything. So materials is something that is going to be randomized in terms of the quantity that you are going to receive. When you finish a mine and loot, you receive a box like this. According to which map or which isle that you actually do the looting or mining, you receive the chest for that map. Opening the chest for that map, you receive the materials with randomized quantity of those materials only for that map, right? So it's kind of similar to what you guys are experiencing it right now, but instead of seeing directly how much of the materials that you are going to receive, the numbers going to be randomized in the box, and the types or the rarity of the materials stay the same. They don't change at all. According to which isle or which nodes that you do mining and looting, they will stay the same. Only the quantity will be randomized. Now this quarter is only interesting because you have the Guardian's bounty. You see the question mark in yellow with the green chest there. This is going to be spawned for the winners of either mining or looting. So as a miner, your job also have to be winning some matches in order to gain the Guardian's bounty. They are going to be dropped with a limitation, meaning that in a day, you only receive a couple of boxes. You don't receive more than that. So how do you maximize your profits or your income by participating in those kind of activities, right? You need to win a few. What spawning or what you can get out of the Guardian's bounty is the food, the crystal shell to level up your crabs, the arena tickets. You don't have to buy the tickets anymore if you have a few of those chests. Yay! The dragnet, the spinach for the quality of life features, right? So quality of life features, materials will also be spawning from those kind of bounty boxes or chests that you are going to receive in the game. Whew. I think I'm just like stop 2 seconds just to catch my breath. That's a lot, yeah. And arena rewards. So you guys know, it's been a couple of weeks. We've been saying, hey, be the winner of arena, top 10, top 1, you receive equipment box. Today, we are glad to announce it's not just an equipment box. It will be box plus 8. Meaning when you open it, it will be plus 8 immediately. There's no need to power up. There's no need to do anything to gain more power of the items, of the equipment. This is going to happen there in the game itself. And we're also introducing this season a new screen, the inbox section. So previously, you guys know that we sent to you the rewards through the achievement section. It wasn't supposed to be that way because achievement is for achievement, and this one is like for gifts and things that's not achievement according to your account. So everything that you are going to receive is going through this inbox feature. So it's coming there. And I don't know, maybe there's a lot of people also asking, can we do the chat there? Can we do, more things with inbox like notifications and things like that? We look into it. It doesn't mean that we are saying no. It's just that we cannot afford the time, guys. There's so many things going on. So we need to prioritize and give you the good stuff first, the things that matter to you guys first. And this is one of them. All right. And let's talk about the order updates, which is last but not the least exciting. We have the min-max Crabada level in the mine and loot zones right now. As you can see, there's a screenshot on the right side. There's a level for each of the isle or the node, and meaning that if your Crabada doesn't match with the minimal required level, they cannot mine or loot there. What happens to looters is, if you go there and your crabs is higher than the maximum level, your Crabada level will be nerfed down to the maximum level of that node. So keep that in mind. You cannot abuse anymore the newbies, the guys just came into the game. I have the strong level 65 crabs. I can loot whenever I want and wherever I want. It's not going to happen anymore. You have to compete with your crab at level 10, for example. And yeah, this is going to be there as in this update as well. The mining is reduced from to 30 minutes, and also the looting is reduced to 15 minutes. Quality of life features, reducing waiting time and cooldown time, more time for your pets, your spouses, your kids, your hobbies, your outdoor activities, your Dota 2 game, your CSGO game. Go, guys. This game is supposed to be fun and not dragging. This is what we're trying to do. And looting now consumes 4 instead of 1 energy. Of course, that's come with less clicks and more balanced rewards. You don't have to do the full set of 24 loots to receive the same rewards anymore. We cut it in 4, just like mining. And just a quick recap, what do you get out of mining and looting? You have guidance bounty for the winner only from both looting and mining. The safe mine, in this case, if you have no one attack and you have a mine, there's no guardians bounty. I'm sorry guys, you have to be attacked to be earning something. You have to defend your treasure. This is how it's going to work. And on of the mines and loot, we grant 1 material chest according to which aisle you're in. The material chest we receive of that aisle, which the quantity randomized. And this is going to happen. One exciting thing that I did not put here, how can we make this more exciting? We ask ourselves, is that every single time or every single few hundred of mile loots happen depending on the logic that the team sets. It's going to be randomized somehow. There will be 1 to 10 boxes that spawn 10 times and 100 times more materials than your normal material chest. I don't know what you're going to do with this if you are lucky guy of the day. And it's going to be every single day, right? Call it a lucky shot. Whoever earned it of the day, you can just post it on Twitter, share with your friends. I earned some, shit ton of materials today. I'm going to craft some good equipment and stuff like that. This is going to happen. We want to put some kind of a gacha system. Just to be honest, I'm also like a gamer myself sometimes. I want to win some gacha. So this is what we want to do. Just kidding. We want to make things more exciting for you guys. Okay. That's generally about the game update. I go through some of the market. I shared to you guys some of the updates already. And I believe that you guys already see some new market categories. Like this one. You can see the Crabada, equipments, materials, boxes, diamonds. This is where you are going to buy the diamonds, right? Everything new is going to be tradable in USDC, including equipments, material, and the chest. We call it chest. This is no screenshot. Just forget it. We have an update version, guys. Sorry. I know we are a bit behind schedule, but good stuff is coming, And there's like whitelisting to sell, and also an address book that you can manage your whitelisting address, just to make sure you don't send it to someone wrong or sell the items or equipments to someone that you don't want to, right? Say you have a deal on Discord with this guy, say Ronnie, hey Ronnie, I have this legendary Crabada, I want to sell you 1 million TUS. I'm like, I don't have that much, man. Can I do like 800k only? Like, can you give me like 20% discount? And you're like, okay, since you are, someone doing the AMA today, I'm going to do that for you. But only you. So I'm going to list it there. While listed, you just go there and purchase it. So you are taking risk-free in this term instead of gifting me the legendary crabs and expecting me somehow later in the day, trust in me that I will send you back 800k of TUS back to you. I can be a scammer. I'm like, hey, I received your gift as a legendary crab. I'm out of here. I changed my wallet. See ya. Bye. So risk-free, no fraud. You can do this. And this is coming soon also to Crabada trading. Of course, you guys have to give us time. Come on. We can do it. Just give us time. And wholesale. Wholesale is also interesting. So I'm going to share you a quick screenshot here. You can see the whitelist section. There's a few addresses here. Quick notes, you can put a short name so that you don't forget who this person is. And also there's like a few characters behind it as the last ending characters or letters of the address in case you have someone with the same name you want to put for memo. You see 2 different addresses by the end, you know that they are 2 different persons, just happen to be having the same name from the beginning. I know it's your fault, or not your fault, but sometimes you can make mistake, but we think about it, be safe. This is what is going to happen. And of course, there's a few more things. This is the whitelist address book where you can manage, input your short name, put in the address, and use it. So the vision for markets is to use this whitelist somewhere also in other places. Like when you do gifting, you should have the capability to use address book for whitelisting and just search for that person name instead of copy the long string text of address, and hopefully that I copy the right one and send over to your friend. So that is coming later, not this quarter, my friends. It's coming later. But I have that in mind. I work on it. Trust me, we have it there. And this is a quick recap also about the equipment, how it's going to be looking and viewing in your grid view or markets section equipment. This is a set. When you hover on the set, there will also be explanation like the screenshot on the left, set effects. Again, set effects have to be 3 pieces of the same set, regardless of the rarity. You can have 1 piece in Epic, 1 piece in Legend, 1 piece in Common. You still have the set effects. It's going to be there. The signing effect, again, just a reminder, you have to wisely select your crabs, satisfying the 2 different required classes from the hidden stats requirement in order to gain benefits for your 2 other crabs in the team, in the formation. There you go. And economy. I'm just gonna take a break. So I don't push actually the economy in the USDC and stuff, but let's go through this first. The first thing I want to mention is the new currency in the game is diamond. You can actually purchase this only, and the only single source is through market. And honestly, I don't know how to put this, but I think it's better to be frank to you guys. As game developer or as game publisher, we also need some income. It's not like every day we have money coming in by someone buying in and selling crabs by living on that percentage. So this is giving us the benefits of long run. We can do marathon with some support from the trading from you guys to sustain the team, to scale the server, to support more countries, to do marketing campaigns, to do more quality of life things, and to buy me some time to go and chat with Discord with you guys to share some leaks. Yay! This is going to be there. And for Ruby, it's a mandatory materials alongside with the other crafting materials earning in the game itself. Dragnet will be using for batch claiming, and Spinach for quick looting. And everything here is buyable or exchangeable from diamonds itself. The last 2, actually on 3 of them, you can gain or earn from the game activity itself. So you don't have to buy if you don't spend too much in a day. You can still get some rubies or Dragnet in the upcoming activities in the next day. So it's going to be there. It's not going to be a blocker or bottleneck for anyone. All right. So why USDC? I can talk quickly about this. USDC is kindly right now is attached heavily to diamond. It's the source of supportive kind of community crowd sources and funding for us to be able to do things that we wish we have more time and more people to do. We have so many things on the roadmap, and as you know, we've been pretty late from the first day of the quarter to release. That's why we're pushing the release day a little bit back. I'll share to you also in the timeline slide. That is going to happen. And USDC happens to be more also stable over the time, supporting the economy from player to player. So whenever you guys do trading, it's going to be in USDC for you guys. It's not only for us, it's a win-win. So stabilizing the economy in the game itself, be able to craft something. And nowadays, you just don't have to do only cash out by TUS if you want to earn something by the end of the day. You can actually be a crafter, a forger. You can just go craft some good equipment, go sell it on the market. People are going to buy it if you do good stuff and you have like good numbers of the equipment. It's going to be there. It's the new, I would say, kind of job. Yeah, if you want to call it that way. So yeah, one of the reasons why we do it. And share quickly to you the upcoming things, the timeline, how we're looking into things. So first and foremost, a lot of people also asking, what do we do with the idle game? What is going to happen to the idle game, right? As said, as we want to announce it, it's going to be shut down by the 10th of October this month in the next 6 days to come completely. There's no mining. There's no botting, guys. There's no free money overnight anymore. I'm sorry. This is not going to happen. We want to do games. We don't want to be a bank laundry or money washing or anything, right? So game, you have to play in order to earn if earning is there. But the game itself is going to be fun. Trust me, it's going to be fun. And the game version, the next release is on the 17th of October. It's a little bit behind schedule, and with all of the updates I just share, I hope you guys understand how much of a stretch we have and how much of the work the team has been doing for the last couple of weeks. A lot of us have been sick, but still working 9 days. To be honest with you, the last Saturday and Sunday, me and my dudes and one of our QC also like working overtime, testing some stuff out just to make sure we're on time for the release date, although it's a bit delayed. Yeah. So, and the very last thing I want to share, what could potentially happen next in terms of, the next things to come. Just one thing, we are looking seriously into the free-to-play mode. One of the good reason is we invested a lot into the game content, into lore writing. You haven't actually have a chance to read the new lore yet, but it's coming out and it's tied heavily to the equipment itself. And because of that, the arts and the game development and all of the experience and the fire and the desire that we put into the game development itself, we want to make it somehow free to play to players. Of course, with the economy detached, it doesn't do anything by emitting into the current economy. That's just for sure. We don't want you guys to be, losing something because someone new is happened to be there to play. So what we hope to gain through this, a bigger user base, of course. Web3 gaming is always been a challenge. There's a lot of things you have to do to onboard a game. You have to do MetaMask, you have to do bridging, you have to do buying tokens, you have to select the right network. Tons of things that traditional games and players that they don't have the desire to learn, or they just find it too hard to learn in a very short time, although some of them have the interest in participating into the game, right? So we hope to land those users on board with us, try out the game. If they feel like it's good, they can just go ahead and buy into the game, buy the actual Crabadas, play the game itself. And also, it will be some sort of like we also want to kind of monetize it a little bit, not just like free entrance, but as a free player, you can actually pay a little bit to do like a gacha system by gachaing for good Crabada teams or equipments, and these other things is not going to affect the economy that you guys as pay players from with us from the original time is going to suffer. So it's going to be completely separated kind of environment. What is could potentially happen and exciting is you can actually fight those players in the PvP or PvP mode or in the arena mode. So technically, if they want to be good, they have to, pay something as well. And this money somehow is a small portion of money, I know for sure, because we are not thinking about making money through this. A small portion of money is going to support us to also sustain the server for you guys as a whole. It's not only for the new players. So it's beneficial for both. And we seriously look into this as next things to make it happen. And also, onboarding players from traditional games to Web3, see the experience, escalating their learning path, shorten their learning curve, and give them some fun that they think they deserve. But the obstacles of learning the new technology, choosing the right network, the right token, bridging, transferring, blah blah blah, is so hard for them. So this is the things we're discussing at the moment. Yeah, and I would like to stop it right there. I think we have a lot of questions. I haven't read anything yet. So I was just going to give it back to ACV.
Sure, that was a lot to digest there. We will try to release a document of some kind so you guys can kind of review it at your leisure. We'll give Ronnie a couple minutes here to take a look at some of the questions and see what burning questions we can get answered for you guys. But this is a little bit of a longer one. We do appreciate you coming by and checking it out, and we'll get some of these questions answered for you. And this is just the beginning of a lot of changes that we want to make. I imagine we're going to have another AMA here, a lot sooner than this one. So just give us a few minutes here, guys, and we will get some of the questions for you.
Baby, wait, I know that you're afraid, but it'll be okay if you just stay with me. And we can run from here, and we can disappear, and they won't find us where we are going, dear. So baby, hold on to me, 'cause I know I can make you believe in something that only we can see. Oh, so baby, hold on to me, hold on to me.
I'm a stone cold killer, I'm a billionaire. I got my own gold digger. If I wasn't this way, I'd rather die. Did it die, yeah. Did it die. Did it die. I'm a stone cold killer, I'm a billionaire. I got my own gold digger. If I wasn't this way, I'd rather die. Did it die? Wait. Did it die? Wait. Did it die? Whatever you want, I'll be whatever you want. Just tell me you love me or not, whatever it costs. I know I'm talking a lot, there's something I gotta get off. Don't wanna be this no more, I don't wanna drink no more. Always gotta do the most, thinking that I'm insecure. Really should've listened more, but I don't, of course. I'm an asshole, I'm a good guy, I'm your best friend, I'm the worst type. Tell you everything that you heard right, just so I can fuck on the first night. Feel like I'm losing hope, running from
Okay, I think I can start answering a few questions. For the other members, if you have the chance to read through and pick some, just feel free to unmute yourself as well. So I'll do a couple of questions first. First question: Does the game we burn Cra? I assume you mean Crabada, not the Cra token. Um, this is one of the things that we technically put on the roadmap. The decay of the crabs is going to be there, because technically nothing is going to last forever, right? Your crabs in the real life, they earn, they produce, they die. So the same thing should happen. The only question is, how can we make it happen and fun at the same time without causing frustration to people who holding crabs nowadays, and how can we make this somehow also a little bit proactive for players? So this is in the roadmap, and we are also looking into doing that. The next question: will claim on button be added to mining to collect all rewards at once? This is coming in the next release on the 17th of this month. Next question: can you use Zone 1 material to craft epic to legendary item? Sadly, no. You have to climb up the rank if you want to earn the good stuff. Man, come on. Work hard and earn good stuff. Next question: crafting by TUS or CRA? So crafting will be requiring some materials from the mining and looting maps that you guys currently doing as explained, alongside with rubies. It's not about TUS or CRA, it's about rubies and the required materials. Next question: can you still produce TUS and exchange that for USDC, for diamonds? I mean, in the end of the day, no one is stopping you to actually do it, right? But we don't actually encourage people to do this still, because end of the day, we want the game that is fun. So it's not about only cashing out by TUS and buy USDC back for diamonds. Technically, you can still do it, yeah. Who's stopping you, man? All right. Can we still craft TUS using material? For now, the answer is yes. Nothing has changed much there. More on the tokenomics, once we have a concrete planning, we will share. Sportmen have a question: are bots completely removed? Well, to be honest, not only this game, other games out there, even the esports game nowadays, they still have to compete and not compete, I'm sorry, that's the wrong word, have to fight the bot users every now and then, every day almost. It's a non-stop battle. But I can guarantee you that we have the minimum numbers ever compared to the last numbers that we ran without the enforcement of banning crabs. So it's way, way, way lower now. And especially with the new quality features to come, I think people will be more comfortable in doing the actual game itself. And, rather than risking your crabs being banned for a year and then, you earn some little money. I don't know. So it's still there somehow. Some people are still trying to exploit the system. It's a non-stop battle. We are competing to that. All right, I'm going to pause here and read a few more questions. Okay, second round, let's do it. Josh Wakeman got a question. So we can earn diamonds and sell them for USDC instead of the US. The game and play is great, but we do want to know how to earn parts. Works too. Technically, diamonds is only buy in. There's no earning diamonds in the game. You have to buy it in order to use all the quality of life features. If you don't want to spend money, you have to join in some of the game activities to earn those new materials. But diamonds itself is not going to be dropped in the game. So whatever you do with the earning parts, they kind of stay the same, except with this season, you can do crafting and sell equipment, right? The next question, how to swap USDC in Swimmer chain? Good question. The USDC is going to be bridged in, so the bridge logic is going to be updated that you can bridge in the USDC from other chain like IVEX into Swimmer. Next question, what's going to happen to CRA? No mention how it will feel in the economy update. Honestly, I wish that I could avoid this question as much as I wanted, but here you go. Honestly, we are having heavy discussions around this subject. There's no concrete plan yet, honestly, at this point. No concrete plan. I cannot tell you what is going to happen tomorrow. But I can tell you, we are working very hard on it to figure out what is the best way for the new economy updates is going to be. There's a few puzzles that we need to solve: the game inflation, the interest of the holders of the current tokens, the complexity of the system if we want to do something new, the migration, if any, pros and cons. So a lot of discussions going through this. We're also talking with our consultants heavily the last couple of weeks. So we hope we can share this to you very soon. No guarantee yet, but this is one of the things that is on the plate, and we are not going to ignore it. So, yeah. Next question: can you clarify the power up per system? Is not clear how to acquire them. Power up per is going to be, or the power up or the purse itself is going to be earned by disassembling the equipment. So you have to craft the equipment, disassemble it in order to get the purse, in order to level up another piece of equipment of the same rarity. So how it's actually working is you have, let's say, a sword of a common sword. You disassemble this common sword, you receive common purse, you use the common purse to level up or to power up another common gear, like a piece of armor or sword, or I don't know, something with the same rarity. So this is how it's actually working. We have also another article regarding to that, so don't worry. Next question, it's actually time consuming to send rewards to all disciples. Can you add a feature to make life easier in order to enroll more disciples? Setting the share percentage which is apply on withdrawal by disciple. Good question, and also good suggestion. I would say personally, I think this is the feature that I wanted to do for a very long time. I believe a lot of disciples out there, or sorry, a lot of managers out there, you have a lot of disciple accounts, and you wish to do, or you wish to have the mass actions. You don't have to do one by one. The only problem right now is the time. So time and resource is something that we don't have a lot. So that's why in the beginning we will mention that we have to prioritize things and push out the things that matter most, like the game content itself. So this is coming, and anyone, if you have a good design or a good mechanic in mind that you can write it down and share to me on Discord, that would be best. I can just work with you and to make it happen. No guarantee on the timeline. We have to inject this into the roadmap that we plan. Next questions. When will crabs get skins? Will this affect their stats? Very good question. Skins will come the next quarter or two. If I don't remember where the roadmap, but it's going to be there. It's actually planned, and the artist team or the art team already have on it. Will it affect any stats? Probably not. We are looking into it's like cosmetic skins. So no game balancing interference, would say. If you want to decorate your crabs and you want to, have a cool avatar that is shareable and capturable to share with the network, you can actually do it. But it doesn't interfere with the game balancing. This is how we're looking at it. Right. I'm not sure if we have some more time, ACV. Yeah, I can pause here.
Hey guys, so what we'll do is we have all these questions jotted down here. When I release a document later with, kind of a summary of this AMA, we'll see if we can get a few more of those questions answered, but we're already running on 72 minutes here. So thank you guys for joining. We really appreciate it. Like I said, this is not, this is the start of a lot of the big changes that we want to make. We're going to talk to you guys again soon. We're going to release a lot of articles with some of the other things coming. We really appreciate the time, and thanks everybody for joining. We'll see you next time.